Hey, this is Ron from myherodesign.com, and today in this video I'm going to show you how to use the animated props. In your download area you'll have a zip file here, MHD, it's myherodesign_animatedprops.zip. Click here, download it to your computer, and unzip the file. We will not be adding these into Explandio, we will be uploading the files individually from the unzipped folder. So once that's done, you'll come to Explandio, create a new project, and add a new scene. So create new scene, add animation slide, add flash animation. You'll then navigate to this folder that's on your computer, MHD_animated props, and you'll see that most of the files have a loop version and a non-loop version. Okay? So let me quickly go through what the difference is. If I use the football spinning without a loop, I usually keep this checked, don't sketch, add. You'll notice that the animation will take place and then it'll stop. Under the SWF tab, you'll see that the animation lasts for 100 frames. Now you can shorten that, or you can extend it, which will basically be kind of forcing it into a loop. But the problem with this is that if we open Canvas and add text, okay, and we preview the scene, the text cannot show up until the complete animation has stopped, and then you'll see here the text gets written. Now, there are times where you may want something to just animate once and stop and then move on. It doesn't happen often with animated props. It does happen more with character animations. So for the props, I made sure that we would make looped versions, and then also, now that Explandio renders them well, we can go ahead and take full advantage of that fact. So let me delete the text. Let me delete the not static, but the non-looping prop. Let me now go to Add Animation Slide, Add Flash Animation. We'll go now to the football spinning with loop at the end of the name. Okay? And we're going to have Don't Sketch checked, and we'll click Add. Now, if we close the canvas, we'll see we have the 100 here, but it will continue to loop over and over. So what this means is that it will play 100 frames, and after that you can do anything you want to continue the action of the video, and this will just continue to loop in the background. So if I go now and add text and close the canvas, if we preview the scene, you'll see that the football will spin for about 4 seconds or so, and the text is written as the animation continues. Now if we want to extend the scene with the football spinning, you would go to the text here and Action After tab. We can just allow that to go for another 3 seconds. We'll do 72 frames. And now if I preview the scene, we have the football spinning for about 4 seconds. The text adds. Okay, and it will continue for 3 seconds, and then the scene ends here as shown by the video ending here. So that's what makes the looped props so powerful. And to emphasize that more, you'll see now that I can just keep adding looped animations to the canvas. And if we preview the whole scene, we've got our football spinning, and instead of stopping, it'll continue to spin. A new loop prop shows up, and they're both working together here, animated. The same with the hammer, and you can continue on with the action with the text. You can also change the order, so we can have the text come in between. So we'll have the football start. We'll then have the text come in. We'll have the second animated prop and the hammer coming in. Again, the scene ends right after the first loop, so if you want to extend the scene to have that hammer loop a little longer, we'll go to the hammer here, and you can always see the name. If you're not seeing the prop here, just read it here, animated props, hammer, loop. We'll go to action after, and we'll just add about 3 seconds there. And if we preview it again, we got the first animated loop, text, as this continues to loop. The third object, and it's the second animated loop on the canvas. And then we have the hammer, and you'll see that it's playing longer before the scene ends. Now I've reset the canvas. I'm going to start over, and I'm going to show you what happens when you use the animation points inside of Explandio to really make these props come to life. I'm going to click on Add Animation Slide, Add Flash Animation, and let's bring in this boat loop. Now if I just add it here, it'll be great. I mean, it'll just loop there. But what's really going to make the video come to life is if I open the canvas and I add an animation point, and I bring that boat now off the canvas onto the canvas here. And you can use your mouse wheel to have more room to see what's going on. Okay, so 24 frames equals 1 second, and that's going to equal the time it takes for the boat to get from here to here, and the boat will continue to loop in its own animation here. So let's see what that looks like. So that's really cool. We'll open the canvas, and now we'll add a little text. We'll go here and type Happy Travels. Close the canvas, and see, that's where it is. Let's preview the scene from the beginning. Okay, the boat will start looping, and because it's a looping animation, we can continue the action here, and everything is working in harmony together. From there, you can just keep adding props. So if we have our boat coming on here, then we have text. Maybe I'll move them here. I'll bring in another looped animation, and we'll do the sun. Add, and we'll start the sun off the canvas. And I always like to scale the image a little bit too. So if I do this, I can do Add Animation, bring the sun onto the canvas, and I'm also going to lock the proportion by holding down the Shift button, and then I'm going to scale this guy. Okay, so let's play the scene and see what this looks like. Here we have a boat coming in. We're going to have our text coming in. And then we're going to have our sun drop down from the top. Okay, and you can see how we really made a nice, interesting, fun video. If I want that sun to hang out a little longer before the scene ends, I'm going to go click on the slide here. I'm going to go to Action After, and I can just add as much time as I want. after the fact. And so we'll preview that one more time. The boat is looping, the text comes in, and finally the sun will drop down, and the scene will now be extended before you see it end here because we've extended the action after. So now you'll see it end shortly, right there. And that covers basically everything you need to know to get started with the props. Obviously, the more comfortable you get with using the animation points in Explandio, the more crazy you can get. You know, if you want, you can create a whole bunch of points. So this is 1 second to here, add another point. Now I'm going to bring the sun here in maybe a quarter of a second and shrink him down a little bit. So you'll see what that looks like. Okay, here, woo. So you really have a lot of power with that feature. And then just adding a nice looped prop, and you're good to go and make some exciting and very professional looking videos. If you have any questions, please email us at support@myherodesign.com, and I thank you as always for watching.